Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor and today is going to be 27 things I have learned in 27 years. So my birthday was about a week and a half ago now. Normally I do like to have this video go up on my birthday, but I have been struggling a little bit and I had to take care of me first. So it's coming out a little late, but it is still my birthday month. I still, like to yap and talk. So what better way to do that than to talk and yap with you guys? I know I did this video last year, 26 things I learned in 26 years. But I really tried not to repeat myself for this time around, and I'm very excited to share a lot of what I feel like I've learned this past year. As always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I am only one person and I'm not a professional in anything other than my day job, so don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below if you have any life advice you would like to share. We are coming up on, the end of the year, so let's spread some life advice. So number one is use your library more and as often as possible. We need to use these resources and services so that they don't get taken away from us. Access to literature and knowledge is so important. Number two, it is okay to be on your own path even when everyone in your circle is on a different path than you. I have mentioned before that all of my close friends are married, engaged, or have long-term partners. I'll be honest, that is kind of hard for me sometimes, but I'm on my own path and I will find happiness in this life even if it doesn't come with a long-term partner. Sometimes it's hard to think about that, but at the same time, I know that I'm happy in my own life and, why I'm happy continuing the life that I'm living rather than mourning a fictional life that does not currently exist. Does that make sense? Number three, romantic love and platonic love don't have to be one or the other. If your friends abandon you once they get into relationships, let them leave. And don't let them come back once the relationship is over. I know a lot of people talk about letting people back in after doing something like that, but a relationship doesn't have to take precedent over a friendship, and I feel like more people need to hear that. Platonic love and romantic love are just as important because I think that they serve two very different purposes in one's life, personally. There's a difference between taking the time to build a relationship with someone and completely abandoning your entire social circle for once you have found someone and your friends kind of no longer hold value to you. You can have the romantic love you desire and the unconditional love of your friends. It is possible to have both, and I think you need both in your life to be fulfilled. 4, silence is also an answer. I don't mean this in terms of a conversation around consent. I mean in terms of you text someone and they just choose not to text you back. That's an answer, and a cowardly one if that. So take that for what you will. Number 5, it is okay to want to be with someone who shares your same values. Opposites attract means when you are an early bird and you are attracted to someone who's a night owl, not a strong feminist falling in love with a white supremacist. I know that those are two very different extreme examples, but I think the biggest thing is figuring out what you are not willing to compromise on, what values you are willing to, listen to other people and be like, oh, okay, we just have a difference of opinion, and what isn't. Like I said, that's up to you to decide. Number 6, unless someone is wearing a diaper, you cannot change them. I mean this mostly in the context of men and dating, but is also true for your friends and family members. They are all on their own journeys, so let them fuck it up on their own. I've tried so much of my life to try and be like, well, this is just how you should do it, da, da, da. And I always, thought I was right. And even in hindsight, when maybe I was right, people don't want to hear it, and that's okay. Kind of a sandwich on top of that. Sometimes you just gotta keep your mouth shut. A lot of times people aren't gonna listen to you, so like I said, just let them fuck it up themselves. Number 7, don't try and binge nonfiction books. It's much more approachable to just read 1 chapter a day. And one thing that I'm realizing with like the past few nonfiction books that I've looked at, they all have like between 9 to 13 chapters. So just 1 chapter a day, and that's much more approachable in the dense context of some of these nonfiction books. It's really good for your brain. Do read nonfiction, but also do break it up. Number 8, learning to cook yummy meals at home is a great flex and saves you a ton of money. I know that some people say, well, my mom never told me, showed me how to cook. And like, I knew how to cook mac and cheese. I have a big family, and I was making like chicken nuggets and mac and cheese and really easy things. So I never learned how to like cook when I was in my parents' house. And there were many a times in college where I ate overcooked chicken, when it gets like kind of rubbery. And eventually I learned how to not do that, but you have to, you have to mess up to get better. Also, be wary of like Pinterest recipes. While they are good, a lot of them are like noodle based. While I do love pasta, you don't want it for every meal. I have quite a few cookbooks that I really like, and cookbooks can be relatively inexpensive, especially when you find them at the thrift store, so just take a look over there. Number 9, you should expose yourself to viewpoints that are different than yours, because it can widen your worldview and reaffirm what you know. It also helps you in discussions if you know how your opponents think. So the thing that kind of got me onto this recently is I am reading Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus as a part of my IRL podcast. New episode should be coming out soon, where I talk about dating in real life and, trying to, just get out of my apartment. As a part of that, I have read Bell Hooks' All About Love. Great book, wonderful. And then the second book that I'm reading for this podcast experiment, what have you, is this book. This book, I feel like every time I read it, brain cells die. It is not rooted in science as much as it might say that it wants to be. And so this is me exposing myself to different viewpoints. And I'll be honest, I hate it. But I feel like it's important, especially when I see some of the toxic things that we see online today with dating culture. And when I say toxic things, I mean like women act this way, don't act so interested, and he'll chase you, like that sort of stuff. There's quite a bit of that in here, and I'm like, wow, what did this book do? Because I know, I'm sure I could look up how many copies were sold. Anyway. You don't have to go to that extent, but knowing about other viewpoints can be very helpful. Number 10, the color of your eggs has no impact on nutritional value. Brown eggs and white eggs are the same. Brown eggs cost more because chickens that lay brown eggs eat more than chickens that lay white eggs. I know that because I work in the egg industry. So, little fun fact for you. Brown eggs may be more aesthetic. They give an air of, more healthy, more homegrown, more all this, more all that. And they come from the same place as the white eggs do. So, I mean, if you want them, that's fine. I'm just telling you. Number 11, being a social media warrior gets you nowhere unless you are active in your everyday life. Posting black squares for solidarity means nothing if you don't educate yourself on the problems of minorities or use your privilege to help lift others up. You can post all the political memes you want on Facebook, but going out and actually doing something in your community that matters will have such a greater impact. Number 12, You will never be perfect. So instead of treating yourself like a constant self-improvement project, try to enjoy life where you are at and enjoy the process of being a human being. This is something that I struggle with within myself. You know, because I am single, a lot of people say, you know, work on yourself, work on yourself, work on yourself. And it's like, I feel like I'm always working on myself. And, you know, does that mean once you're in a relationship you stop working on yourself? I would hope not. So, you know, give yourself the grace to be a human being. It doesn't have to happen all at once. Number 13, get STD tested regularly. That's all I gotta say about that. There's no shame in anything. It's just you should probably get tested. 14. There is no such thing as a wardrobe basic. There is such a thing as a basic for you in your closet. Some people would say that, you know, everyone needs a long sleeve white shirt, but I don't own one because that's not anything that would fit in my wardrobe. I would get makeup on it. I know I'd probably sweat in it. I have 2 cats. You know, white shirts show imperfections more. So you have to figure out what your certain wardrobe basics are and how you like to formulate your outfits. So, you know, just following those Amazon basic must-have wardrobe TikToks, Reels, what have you, those aren't going to help you find your personal style. And a lot of that comes down to just time. It comes from like kind of the rejection of fast fashion. And when I say that, I mean the rejection of buying clothing all the time. Because just because you own the clothing pieces that are trendy does not mean that you know how to style them, does not mean that you look good in them. That they just are trendy. So yeah, figure out what your wardrobe basics are. So like for myself, black tights, this cotton skirt thing I got going on, that's a basic for me. A black tank top. Next, 15. Always wait until the day after your birthday to send all of your thank yous out for birthday wishes, or else you'll be on your phone all day saying thank you, thank you, thank you, over and over and over again. So just wait a little while. It's okay. Those people on Facebook, they can wait. They get it, I'm sure. And if they don't, that's not really your problem. Number 16, the perfect planner does not exist, and you will spend your life looking for the perfect one in the way that your brain sees it. Unfortunately, your efforts are futile. Just find one that doesn't cost an arm and a leg and make it work. This is something that I've had to come to terms with lately. I want the perfect planner so bad. I can't figure it out. The closest I have come is the daily planner. One where it's just like 1 page every single day. But even that, it's like I need that, but then I also need a week, and then I need a month. Like I need 3 planners just to be able to like see everything. My brain just... Number 17. No-buys are supposed to be a brain reset for craving spending money. There is no point to them if you plan to spend a lot of money right after a no-buy ends. 18. It is absolutely okay to shove things under your bed. What goes on under there is none of your business, and it's none of my business either. So shove it under there and deal with it later if you don't want to deal with it now. Number 19, you should probably wash your pillowcases more. At least once a week if you can swing it, more if you struggle with acne. I have very acne-prone skin, and even though I am very diligent in my skincare routine, I still change my pillowcase around twice a week, sometimes more if I'm feeling kind of grubby. Number 20, that crystal will not change your life. It will look pretty, it will probably bring some good energy in, hopefully. So be careful of what crystals you are bringing into your life and how you are spending your money on crystals. I bought a ton when they were super big. I still love them, I still have all of them, but it's not going to change your life. It's just going to look really pretty. 21, wear the weird clothing. So it took me around 25 years to wear what I want and actually experiment with my clothing. Once I started crocheting clothing and I started playing with outfits more, and I've been having so much fun. So like, make your clothing fun again, fall in love with your wardrobe. And you know, if you're interested in crocheting your own wardrobe, look at that too. I have a lot of cool tutorials on this channel. 22, pick up a little bit every day to help keep the cleaning anxiety away. Like, just pick up your room after choosing an outfit rather than letting everything simmer on the floor for a few days. And this is something I'm still trying to learn. I let my clothing simmer, but I do my dishes more often so that my sink doesn't fill up. It's called balance. 23. Self-love isn't buying yourself a new skincare product or a luxury bag. Yes, it's nice if you can afford these things, but self-love is the act of getting to know yourself. It's about working out because you know it's good for you, or journaling your feelings and practicing gratitude. Self-love isn't about consumerism. It can be a part of it, but it to its core is not that. 24. If you like to crochet things for people, I always suggest having a baby blanket on hand to give to people. People really just be having babies left and right, and it's always kind of a flex when you just have a baby blanket ready. You don't have to do that, but I do that. 25. You can crochet for your whole life, and you never have to make anything for anybody. Just because they think what you made is so cute does not mean that they are entitled to take up your time making something for them. 26. The friends who really care about you won't be offended if you bring up something that hurt your feelings. If you had a disagreement or maybe a miscommunication, you don't have to let it simmer. I wouldn't suggest starting a fight with them if it's not worth fighting over, right? But people who truly love you aren't going to take those things super personally. They will react in an appropriate way, especially as an adult. Number 27 and last. You may not owe anybody anything in this life, but seriously, you should treat people kindness whenever you can. Don't be someone who contributes to the apathy that is quickly plaguing our society. And there are many ways that you can, practice this. It's something that I'm still learning as well. Like texting people back in a timely manner, or responding to emails in a timely manner. Not ghosting people. That one's really hard. That one's really hard. Calling your grandparents or calling your family if you were, in contact with them. Kindness, I think, is something that's very much needed. And I want to be a part of that. So thank you so much for joining me today, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Again, leave a comment below of any life advice you may have. Please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Like I said, I did have to spend some time away taking care of me. I'm hoping that I'm back. It feels really good to be in front of the camera again. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.